Hello everyone, welcome to Mountain State Films and Tunes. I'm Dylan McCarty, the film critic and social media manager of Mountain State Films and Tunes, and this is J.R. Bennett, the co-founder and music writer of Mountain State Films and Tunes. We are here with a special video presentation today. We are glad to be back in front of the camera talking about films. Our last two videos focused on Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. These videos were released in July. We had been wanting to actually release some more videos after the month of July, but we've just been very busy, had a lot of things going on. But today, I'm going to talk to Mr. Bennett about the music. Mr. Bennett writes a lot of music articles and whatnot, and he also is a local musician. So I want to get his take on what he thought of the music in Rambo. My review will be uploaded at the beginning of this week, so you can expect that very soon. Also, before I get into Mr. Bennett's thoughts, I want to give our camera guy Jimmy a lot of credit for manning up and actually doing this. He's doing a great job, so thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jim, say hi to the crowd.
Hello, everybody.
So, JR.
Jim, I think, is currently single.
So, JR, I wanna ask you about what did you think about the aesthetic, like this music in the film? Because you're a big Rambo fan like me.
Yeah.
Jerry Goldsmith did the music for the first three films. Brian Tyler did the music for Rambo in 2008, and now this film, Rambo: Last Blood.
Yeah.
What did you think of Brian Tyler and his music?
I think he done a good job. I think he took the original Rambo sound and just remixed it and added the modern day, and added just a touch of modern day rock music with it to make it more appear better to a younger audience, to introduce them to the Rambo franchise. I don't know, I think he done pretty good. I think he done really good.
Did a good job modernizing
I
it.
think he done really good.
What, in terms of the instruments or the aspects that he used, what could you tell from the score? Did you think it was a very wise choice in terms of what he utilized?
I think it was a great choice. Usually, if you take orchestra-related music and mix it with and throw in like a rock guitar sound and rock bass and some rock drum beats, and you mix them together, you have a really, if you do it right, you'll have a really great combination. If not, you just completely trashed the project that could have really brought attention to your work.
Sure.
So I think he done it. I think he done it perfectly, and I really expect to see more out of him.
I think what's tough is when you're a composer like Brian Tyler stepping into the Rambo franchise, you have large shoes to fill because Jerry Goldsmith was such a great composer. He composed Alien and Planet of the Apes and a lot of other great films.
Yeah, if you're remixing someone else's stuff and you're remixing it and making it newer, then you gotta really. That's where the pressure lies, because you're looking at this like, okay, if I do this right, then I just impressed a whole lot of people,
Sure.
and I don't have a whole fan base turning against me. But if I mess this up, then basically there goes my career,
Yeah.
possibly my whole reputation. It's just like if you're redoing Saving Private Ryan. Of course, that movie can never be redone, but if you do redo that movie, you have a lot more pressure because you're messing with history.
Sure.
And if you mess with history, then you really have to do it right, or if not, you just basically ruined your whole project.
I'm sure that as a big a music fan in general, but also a fan of film scores, you did notice Jerry Goldsmith's small little beats. I thought they really enhanced the picture, gave the picture a feeling of fluidity that matched up with the rest of the series. What did you think of the small touches of Jerry Goldsmith's score that was included? I thought it fit in perfect.
I think it was great. I think it was great. I hear a lot of artists now redo songs, and they actually sound really good. Like the band Godsmack, they've redone Rocky Mountain Way by Joe Walsh, and they added more of a metal touch to it when they done it. But all in all, you still had those catchy guitar parts in it. And you're still attracting the crowd, and that's basically what he done with the Rambo thing. He just added some touches here and there, but he kept the original bass.
Yeah.
And he just added to it, and he done it at the right spots where he knows for a fact this is going to work because I'm going to do this here, I'm going to tweak this there, I'm going to add this here, I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to hit play, and it's all going to sound like a masterpiece redone.
Overall, what would you give in terms of music, what would you grade it? I know that's
to what scale?
well, from A to F, pretty much. Would you?
I would
think
break it. I'd give it an A plus.
Really?
I would
It
break
worked that
it,
well
say,
for you?
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And you.
I'm a big. If anybody redoes any classical stuff, if they do it just right, then I'm a big fan of it. Like there's a modern country singer now by the name of Dylan Scott,
Sure.
and he redone Keith Whitley's classic hit "Don't Close Your Eyes," and a lot of people was really looking down on him for doing that, but all in all, he had that emotion
Yeah.
from Keith Whitley's version. He had the same thing. He really didn't touch anything, but just redone,
Sure.
but just kind of moderated the song a little bit. But he kept that emotion, and he played it from his heart, and it turned out to be a really good part of him. And honestly, if you do it with the right amount of emotion, and that's pretty much what it is.
Sure. Well, before we sign off, is there anything you want to tell the followers in regards to anything you have planned or anything of that magnitude?
I've been getting a lot of talks about my performance coming up, and as of right now, it was canceled due to what's going on in my life right now. But plus, I have to work on my music equipment. But I am possibly planning on putting on a little concert for the page. Haven't really decided on that yet, but I am thinking about doing that. And in the future, we will have another video coming up because there's another movie that's coming out and it's about to hit theaters again. And it's from Rob Zombie. It's called Free from Hell. And also, too, we're right now about to possibly collaborate with another YouTube guy whose brother is the camera guy, and we're trying to work on helping him out in his page. So
Yeah, we're very excited about these possibilities, just to work with other people and just develop relationships, and also, being able to help each other out in terms of our groups.
exactly. And two, we might just do a tour on our equipment right now, like from where he's got the movies. He might do just a talk through on his movie collection, and I might do a talk through on my music gear and tell the history behind it all.
Sure, and we could recommend specific items of our equipment.
we could
tell them,
do that, yeah.
this is something we highly recommend, or maybe there's something in our collection we don't necessarily recommend. We think, oh, you could get this other item, it would be more worth it.
Exactly. Now, some of my speakers don't work, but I keep them just for the history behind it.
Sure.
So that's...
Well, and I should note that this week we will be releasing an article that you worked on in regards to a couple questions that a fan asked you, and they're very much connected, but they were released separately, so that'll be coming very soon. But overall, just to give you all a hint, me and JR very much enjoyed this movie. We thought it was a lot of fun. Look forward to my review very soon, and look forward to a bunch of material in the future. Have a good one, everyone.